Okay, this last little bit here is just going to deal with some tech stuff. It's not the last little bit, it's the next little bit. You are not so fortunate for this to be the last in this installment of videos. So what I'm going to talk about now is something called flow text or linked text. And what this has to do with is a very common layout issue of where you've got a lot of copy going between different pages or different parts of a publication that is all connected. And in order to keep things editable and not having to separate text into different areas, there's this really cool feature that Illustrator has that's basically a product of other layout publications like Quark Express or PageMaker or whatever. And it's a very handy tool, and I'm going to use it here to continue the text that should be part of this article that gets cut off, and I'm going to have it be over here on this side. So what I have is I have a body of copy here that goes on past the boundaries of the area text box that I had drawn. And here is the indicator for that. There's the tiny little like red plus sign at the bottom right corner of my area text. This means that there's more text that continues past this that is not being shown. And that's usually very important for you to look at to make sure that you're not losing part of the copy. If you're responsible for doing a program or a brochure or something like that, or even in this case a magazine layout, you got to keep your eyes open for this stuff because this could cost you your job. So if someone wrote a lot about this awesome article on small dogs that beat up big dogs, then it needs to all be visible for the reader. So here what I've done is I've taken the large picture of Miles, I've trimmed it down so that I have some room over here to continue the story. And this may be an option for you in your magazine layout project where you might want to have some copy on both sides of your page. Or it may be in some box one place and continues somewhere else. It doesn't need to be a full page of copy like this. It might just be a small thing that continues somewhere else because you want to use more of the space for a design or a photo or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my text tool and I'm going to drag myself a box that will be my column for this area, and I am going to pull it up like that. There we go. So here's this text box that I have that has nothing in it, but it's ready to take it. It's basically a shell. And what you do in order to make this connection between two areas of type is that you click on the plus sign at the bottom of the initial text. And when you do that, you get a cursor, right, a little cursor icon that looks like some text in a corner. But if you come over to the text area that you have created that's empty and pass over it, it turns into a link sign. And that means that if I click right now, that it's going to take the leftover copy from there, it's going to pull it up and stick it in this text space that I have created for it to reside. And so now I get the rest of my article. It finishes, and at the bottom, just so that you guys can see how much fun I love details, Greg Twigg lives in Missoula, Montana, and has been writing about little dogs standing their ground for nearly 10 years. I have to have fun while I'm doing this stuff, right? So now I've got something that has a live link. I've got text over here on the left and text on the right, and they are connected, which means if I was to come in and make an edit, if the copy editor for this article chose to make a revision, they said, you got to get rid of that the first sentence in the third paragraph. If I select that and hit delete, then it reflects the passage of that article into the next column, and so it just it just sucked it up a little bit. So now everything's just a few lines higher because there's been an edit made and there's this live relationship between these bodies of copy. So this can happen. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. This could happen like this. You could have, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I want my text tool, not my box tool. I could have one area of text that goes beyond the box. I could then have another area that maybe is over here, and then another area that might be down here, and then a final one that is just down here. We'll see if I can pull this off. So this text overflows. It overflows. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to come up to find the next area of text. The text still overflows from here. There's the red plus sign. If I click on that, it says, okay, where's the next area that you want to go into? And I'll say it's right here. And it still overflows, so I'll click on that and I'll say, okay, where's the next box? And it's somewhere around here. Was it? No, that's not where it was. Ah, delete. I drew you. Oh, there. Is that you? There you are. Okay. Wow, and it's still overflowing. There's too much text. I'll have to make this one a little bit bigger. But that's kind of cool. You can see how it does expand. I'll call it good after that first full paragraph. But it goes from here to there, to there, to there. So this is overflow text, linked text. It's called all kinds of things in different programs. But let's see, I don't need you there. You go away. Go away. I just want to see this thing end. How far does it go? It goes forever. Maybe I'll start the new paragraph. Nope. Still gonna go. Boy, I pasted a lot of things, I guess. I did. Look at all this gibberish. I'm totally wasting your time right now because I could just wrap it up. But instead, I am being a perfectionist who needs to see all of my words end. I don't like seeing that little red thing at the bottom. And, you know, that's a product of, well, in this case, just too much pasting of stuff. What's my fix? My fix is just to select some stuff and get rid of it. There we go. That's my fix. Here, you can go back to being a nice little square guy. There you go. Cool. So as long as you understand this connection, it's going to save your butt down the long run when you actually do get hired to you know, do someone's program or do a brochure or actually do some page layout for them. And you know, this also would be affected by something like come on, go back. Am I back? Can't tell if I am behind text or not. I am. Okay, good. So if I were to say, let's make that text wrap. Oh, does it need to be on top? Yeah, of course it does. Just like I said earlier, it needs to be on top. But here, several different areas of this text in different boxes can also be affected by this overflow. And the great thing about it is that since it is a live relationship, I could, you know, say maybe my creative director says you gotta make it more of an oval instead of a circle, so it's going to be wider and shorter. And as I change it and as it pushes words around, since there's that live connection between all those areas of overflow text, it just keeps on pushing it into proper place. So that's it for the text area here, text area here, and we'll move on to some other stuff next.